Guys, two things. First thing, if you had a giant gorilla and a giant hippo, who's going to win the fight? Let me know. Second thing, how do we build a genuine connection, relationship, and rapport with people online who we have never ever met before? How do we nurture a relationship so that someone who doesn't really know us but happen to like our comment or see one of our videos, how do we get that person to actually feel like they know us and have a relationship with us so that they are ready to engage with us when they need us as a personal trainer? Now, in personal training, in the online training space, it can become very difficult because I know you guys out there who are doing face-to-face training know that one of the main reasons why someone comes to you and not those guys is because you have a genuine connection, care, and desire to help the people in front of you. I know that this is possible to create in the online training space, but how do we do it? That's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, so stick around. Now, studies show that people need to engage with 16 interactions with us before they are ready to commit to the next step. There are multiple next steps in building a relationship with someone. So if we theorize that it takes 16 engagements from someone to move from not our friend on Facebook to our friend on Facebook, or not following us on Instagram to following us on Instagram, is a big chunk of content that we need to create. Now, to theorize even further and understand, for them to go from a follower to someone who's going to reach out and message us, it's going to take another 16 pieces of content and another 16 engagements with that person. We are now starting to comprehend the big picture of what it's like to build a genuine connection with someone online. Now, connection to me speaks to two things. Me delivering content that that person can engage with, but then also showing them a level of genuine care for why they're in this situation. This situation could be a problem that they want to get away from, or it could be a future and a desire that they are trying to chase towards. It comes down to us and how we know and have studied our ideal client, the people that we really want to help, and understanding what problems they might be facing and what desires they might be chasing for us to be publishing content on those topics. We like to put things out there that people can engage with, relate with, and grab onto to implement. And that is going to be step number one in creating genuine connection, rapport, and relationships online. Once we've done this initial step of actually getting someone into our circle, right? So maybe they followed us, maybe they're our friend on Facebook, hell, maybe they've even joined our Facebook group. What is the next step? And this is the nurturing process to take people from that step number one to the point where they're ready to buy. Now, where they're ready to buy will be different for all levels of people. I know I've worked with coaches in the past where I've met them and then almost days later signed up to their coaching program. Likewise, it's sometimes taken me longer because I have more objections to overcome in that process. So I want to just introduce you guys to this idea that nurturing is basically preemptive objection handling. Now, if you don't really understand that idea, let me just break it down for you. Objections are things that people have as to why they won't commit to signing up for your program or working with you. Objection handling is the idea that you can overcome the objections by talking and discussing with your clients or future clients as to why that objection is something that they shouldn't be worried about. For example, someone might find that it's really, really difficult for them to invest the money and time into your personal training program, but you can overcome that by explaining the increasing confidence and self-worth will be tenfold whatever they invest into the program. This is going to be a really cool way to overcome that objection and get this person over the line into your program where you can impact and help their lives. So finally, we reach this term, preemptive objection handling. And this is the description that I give nurturing a client to. So we know objection handling is about overcoming why they won't sign up. Preemptive objection handling is just before they've told you what the problem is, before they tell you what the objection is, you're already starting to seed to them, show them why that is not a big deal. For example, some of my content that I put out to my following, to my audience, is about the benefits of coaching, why coaching is always a good idea and never going to be a bad idea. We know this to be true, but I'm putting this content out to people who haven't even reached out to me. I'm putting this content out to people who haven't even told me that they have an objection to, paying for coaching. This is preemptive objection handling, and it's really subtle and consistently part of those 16 bits of information and engagements people need to have with me before they buy into my program. This preemptive objection handling is nurturing at its roots. And this is one of the main reasons why I have so many people come to me and are actually ready to buy into my program, because I've done a lot of the legwork already. And this is something that you guys should be actively trying to do in your content all the time. So now that we have people inside of our circle, let's just call this level 1. They've followed us on Instagram. They're seeing pieces of our content, and we know that it's going to take 16 bits of content to move this person on to the next step. We know that some of that content is also going to be preemptive objection handling or a nurturing process. So what are the other bits of content? To keep this really simple, because this video isn't all about content creation, the other bits of content is just explaining the benefits. You're doing some objection handling and you're outlining some of the benefits. Together, these 16 bits of engagements and 16 pieces of content is going to move them on to step 2. Now, what could be step 2? Well, it could be a number of things. For me, step 2 is a closed private Facebook group, right? I try and move people from my following on Instagram, my friends on Facebook, into a closed Facebook group. And this closed Facebook group is where I deliver more value. Again, if I picture this as everyone in there needs 16 bits of information before they're even thinking about buying into my program, I want that 16 bits of information to be absolute high quality, massive value, and something that people would almost be happy to pay for. So they feel that they're being really well treated. And those 16 bits of information are just showing people my knowledge, showing people my experiences, showing people who I am, my character, my affinity with them, and just showing that I am a relatable person that they can eventually work with. I don't put any pressure on anyone in step 2 to buy into my program, because I know I give them ample opportunity to work with me whenever they're ready. Their only reason for being in that group is so that I can help them more and more and more. Now, because I'm using my 16 bits of information to help these people, I'm actually starting to continue to overcome objections, but also I'm actually starting to help them with their businesses, with their problems, and help them chase their desires already, so that we're doing a bit of preemptive work, so that when it comes down to crunch time, when they move into step 3, where they're actually signing up to my program and wanting to work with me, we've already got the ball rolling. So when people move from step 1 to step 2, that's them opting in to saying, hey, I'm interested. And then that means in step 2, I can hit them with everything I have to offer to help them even more. And then when they move from step 2 to step 3, the ball is rolling. So these people are highly effective and efficient when they're inside of my program. Now, this creates what I call the Wildfire Technique. And this is always keeping your eyes fixed on your client results. If I can keep my eyes fixed and only care about my clients' results, then they're going to do the publishing and the marketing for me. Now, yes, I do formal forms of marketing, but my main attraction point is that I am only caring about my clients and the results that they get. I try and eliminate all clients that are ever going to get bad results before they've even gotten into my program, so that the only people that enter my program are people who are going to be high thriving and massive successes in my program. That is protecting what people know about my program before it's even started. And this is going to allow people who enter to get massive results and do the publishing of those results for me. There is nothing that is going to speak to your success more than your clients' successes and what they tell their friends, their family, their network. So the Wildfire Technique is all about caring only about your clients' results so that they are happy to refer to you, they're happy to pass on information about you, and they're happy to share their experiences with you, which inevitably will get you more clients. Guys, as a small recap before we finish up today's video, we've got 3 steps. Steps 1, 2, and 3. Step 1 is all about just general following. And through this process, we move people from being followers and we turn them into fans of us. And we do that through step 2, which is an opt-in process, maybe a Facebook group, maybe an emailing list, or any other option we've talked about on this channel. And then from there, we move them from step 2 into step 3, which is where we create them as a client and we create a community and we get them crazy results. So they're a massive fan of us, which helps them spread the good word of our businesses and our success. Guys, I hope this video has been really, really handy for you guys. Remember, when you're out there on social media, we're here to create fans, not followers. Keep your eyes on the prize and don't get caught up in the nitty-gritty of how many people liked your post or how many people commented. Although it is important sometimes, keep your eyes on the prize, which is all about your clients' results.